Hello there, and welcome back after a whole eternity. Now, why am I doing this song? I kind of by mistake. This is ILLIT, KATSEYE, and SSERAFIM. Why? The first thing, after being away for so goddamn long, it's because I need something to really shock me, to shock my system. NHL players, hockey players on the bench smell smelling salts, which is like concentrated ammonia, and it like wakes them up. It makes them very alert. It raises their heart rate. This song is about to be, for better or worse, my smelling salts as a return, okay? So we'll have a lot to say about this because, of course, I've heard bits and pieces of this. Let's just go, okay? Well, that's not a good way to start. Don't text and drive. Don't look at ILLIT and drive. Oh, this is so weird. I've never heard the verses. Okay. God, it's so weird seeing them in a song like this. We got a little bit more of them there when we pitched it up. Now, here's where I feel like who the song was for. Good thing we have you guys here so you can drop F-bombs. Although I think SSERAFIM has. Oh, she's been fully turned. She's fully converted. And the visuals for this are pretty sick. I love how everything's so desaturated. Oh, that was a pretty sick transition. Wow, it's so weird hearing the parts that I have not heard before. The verses and then this outro. Okay. Now I kind of thought about things that I already wanted to say about this beforehand because this song was everywhere when it came out. And I heard the chorus a million times over. I owe people an apology. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When Gnarly came out, so many people hated that song. And I was like, you know what? This is fun. This is really going like super camp, super silly and stupid and kind of on the nose. I'm like, this is fun. I don't see what's wrong with this. I like this. My mistake. Because I feel like that changed everything. I feel like that has been not only for KATSEYE, who seems to have like steamrolled with that, raised in popularity, and I think since then, I mean, they've done Coachella and everything, but And I have to like preface that there are songs that they've put out that, yes, I have not heard the full song, so there's not much I could stand by exactly with that, but it does feel like that they have really boxed themselves in a little bit in terms of like what they are after that song came out. Not only that, but it has seeped out like a oozy goo on other groups that I know a lot better, like ILLIT and SSERAFIM. And this is like SSERAFIM's last comeback. Both songs, both the pre-release and the title track with Boompala, it doesn't feel necessarily like them exactly. It felt, now I understand, having heard this, it felt like HYBE. And I feel like now we're having less distinction maybe between our groups, and it's HYBE. Another song that I have not heard in its entirety, obviously I haven't seen the music video, everything, but It's Me by ILLIT. First time I heard that, I was like, oh no. Oh no. There are certain parts of it I do like. But it feels again like HYBE. And I think that when a song does feel like HYBE, it feels like musical terrorism. And I don't think this song is very good as a song. I don't like it at all. There are certain bits of it that are catchy. I think collabs are really fun in general. I have always wanted more collabs between groups under the same label. So I'll praise it for that, because I have obviously wanted that. I always say it. But you didn't mix the styles or like what each group is kind of powerful at necessarily, or what their like niches in some way. This did feel like they almost took a KATSEYE song and then just had everybody do it. I remember the first time seeing videos of this and seeing ILLIT do it, I was like, wow, it's just so not them. But for the way that they are and the way that they look, and how in the police department, they kind of made them like little nefarious scamps or something. So they kind of still felt like themselves somewhat in the music video itself, even if the song does not correlate whatsoever. But that was kind of, again, prefaced by like It's Me, which is very, very different from a lot of their other stuff. And once again, I will say, I can only talk so much about this, because when it comes to It's Me, when it comes to the newer KATSEYE songs, Pinky Up, I think is one. Pinky Up? And other stuff like that, I haven't heard them in their entirety, or the music videos, just the choruses and like what the style of the song is. I just don't like the way it's headed. It feels like, and I remember a long time ago, I had like asked, it's like, with all that HYBE has, with all that they're doing, Big Hit and everything with BTS, how have they not really steamrolled this, snowballed this into like a big grab of the market? And then that happened. And I didn't mind it for a super long time, because it did feel like everyone was really separated and had their own styles. And even then they splinter out into so many different sub companies that it does feel separated. And then, I mean, you have the whole New Jeans deal, and that is changing very quickly now. And all of that. And now it almost feels like there is like a really singular vision, or like a singular DNA to push out the one thing that I dislike the most about K-pop today: globalization. I don't like it. That they're trying to capture a wider audience. This is K-pop for people that don't like K-pop. That's how some of it feels. This could be a hot take, or is this like a lukewarm take? I don't know. This is a fun first video to come back to, I guess, for me to just talk and rant about this. But it's just something I've been thinking about for so long. And a lot of it, in terms of like what I've experienced like very closely, is with SSERAFIM, because with Hot, they put out their best album ever with the best B-sides that they've ever had. And then they followed up with like Spaghetti and all that, and that was fun. It was silly, it was fun. That felt like SSERAFIM's Gnarly in some ways. And then they followed up with, I think, their weakest title tracks ever, and the ones most unlike them or different from what they've put out in the past. The only other title track I don't really like from them is Unforgiven, which I think is okay. Everything else is solid, but yeah, the pre-release and Boompala I just don't love. I'm sure it could be fun in concert, but it's that's the thing where it felt like, oh, now it feels like it's latching onto them a bit. And also they have a couple B-sides on that album though that are very good. But yeah, that's just what I'm thinking. It feels like recently HYBE is doing some auditory terrorism, but there are things I do like about this. Not to just poo-poo and sit on my soapbox, but there are things that I do like about this. Let's watch again in chat. Number one, before we hit the brakes, I think we're about to hit the brakes. Everyone looks insane here. Insane throughout the whole video. The looks A+. The effects in the video and how wild it gets, but still feels very, very like you don't get thrown off by how much like CG and effects there are in this. It feels exactly how it should be to match this kind of song and this kind of energy. I'm starting to warm up to the juxtaposition of ILLIT being in a song like this more and more, though. It's almost like makes it sillier. Dude, Sakura did not have to look like this. She did not have to go so hard. I don't know if I like that line, but I love how it sounds. So Wednesday, Cheon. She looks so good. Another thing that I gotta give this like huge props to is, I guess it's maybe bittersweet in some ways, because I do like how there's some defined parts for each group, and then it makes the switch, it makes the transitions to the next group, especially the first time you're watching it, pretty goddamn hype when they jump in and they come in. It's like a punch. But the one thing that is about that at the same time is that they didn't get to interact at all. There's no part where they're, I don't think, where they're singing or harmonizing or doing any of that shit together. It feels like almost it was just completely recorded separately in a weird way. I mean, it could have been. But at the same time, I do kind of like how everyone gets introduced one at a time like that. Also, this kind of concept, this is perfect for Yuna. She's got the face for it. I feel like out of all the outfits to choose who to put in Iroha's outfit, to put her in it is a choice. I kind of do like the distortion with the bass. Like basically clipping. Man, she sounds, even in a song like this, okay, now we're at the heir apparent of what we, that's not the way to use that phrase, of who I feel like this song was made for and who this song sonically is. One thing that I knew I wasn't going to like about this song, though, is that, and I know I'm probably in a minority here, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of the fuck the haters songs. Fuck all you haters. I'm really tired of that concept. Not for me. It's really not for me. But I understand that here it's almost a little bit different because of all this stuff, not only with KATSEYE, but like SSERAFIM has gotten so much like wrongful hate that should not exist. It's either from like jealous people from other fan groups, whatnot. That's usually how it happens. And the whole Coachella thing and all of that. And then with ILLIT, it usually stems with New Jeans and then their like interactions and how that then latched onto them. So yeah, so I understand maybe the need for it here. And it being, I don't know if they initially find it therapeutic exactly. Is it Danielle who's like the main dancer, one of the main dancers of KATSEYE? Because her line talking about dancing a little crazy, I think she gets criticized for like doing too much on stage. Gio always gets that too. I don't think I've ever seen anyone K-pop to where I'm like, you're doing too much. Gio, go crazy. If you look like you're doing 120% and it's just a little too good, I want to see that. So yeah, it's like a very direct like clap back to what they've gotten over time. Yeah, the effects of this are real sick. We're popping ears of corn in a cornfield. This part, how it gets crazy and kind of a mess, this reminds me of like the chaotic parts of something like Gabriella. So much of this song is just their DNA. And the other groups came on in. Because KATSEYE's DNA is HYBE's DNA. This part is sick. This part is real sick. I also like the choreography. You know, I mean, it's not awful or anything. I don't like, it's not something I'm gonna listen to on my own. But it's not awful. There was something I was gonna say. What was I gonna say? Chaewon. That is what I was gonna say. Of course. Who else? Where's the outfit? I thought, is it like, do they do performance videos? Am I missing it? You could put out the worst song on the planet. I'm not saying this song is that, but you could put out the worst song on the planet. And if it was what put Chaewon in the outfit that I saw, I don't know where it is here. It's like a leather skirt with like a checkered pattern top, I think. Be terrible. Be the worst song on the planet. It's okay. You were completely redeemed by doing that. But yeah, I think everyone looks really, really great here. Sakura in general feels like she's had some kind of strange mega glow up in the last year. And what I said about Yuna, I guess it's akin to how people early on called her too old for this group based on their concept. And I don't think that that's true at all. It's just that she has very, I mean, you know what it does too? They both have very mature, like sharp facial features. So that's probably, I mean, she debuted at like 20 years old. But that said, I think she does suit a concept like this, which I'm glad that they have her up front and center here when they come in. But yeah, that is Iconic by mistake. I kind of knew this would be a fun song to talk about. I think it's a bit of a fun song overall. If I look at it in the same lens and the same optics as something like Spaghetti, as something like Gnarly, it maybe doesn't go as silly in the song itself, just mostly in the video. But yeah, it just ain't my thing overall. I think that when I want a collab, my ideal type of collab is where I see all the colors of each group shine through, to where the song feels like it was made with everybody in mind. And this is not that, at least to me. It doesn't feel that way at all. But in the same way as you'll hear a collab song like the Christmas song that like Red Velvet and aespa did, you see the stamp of SM on that with the vocals and everything. You see that, and I for sure see the stamp of HYBE, of what I think is HYBE these days and what their intention is going into the future. God help us, on this song. So let me know your thoughts. Also, wait, I knew what I was gonna say. I've been doing this YouTube thing for what? It's been 6 years, over 6 years since I started the channel. Family has never shown an interest like themselves in K-pop or whatever, and all of them basically had daughters. There's just a slew of daughters. After our family had 4 brothers, a slew of daughters. And now my nieces, I don't know how, love KATSEYE. And my brother texts me saying, can you get me tickets to the KATSEYE show? And he tells me this an hour, 2 hours after tickets go on sale. I'm like, are you stupid? So of course, like, it's mostly sold out. Also, I don't think he understands just how much tickets cost these days. But I was also like, aren't they like 9 and like 6 or something like that? For what KATSEYE is today, I don't know if that's for them. I don't know if that's for them. At the same time, there were people that age like listening to Spice Girls when I grew up. I feel like they're a bit more edgier than the Spice Girls, but maybe it's applicable. Anyway, that's my long rants. I feel like I needed to do a lot of talking like this just to get used to it again. So for the 4 of you that are still here, thank you. I appreciate it. Let me know what you think of the song. Let me know what you think about my opinions on what HYBE is doing. And they just feel like they're really hard focusing on that global appeal type deal. Okay, no, Girl Set is the renamed global group from JYP. Also, Manon left apparently. I don't really know that whole story, but people are upset about that, and I don't think she wasn't at Coachella, but she was in the audience. Very weird. Very weird. But yeah, thank you for watching. Goodbye.